let's say I'm running a cult, and you're one of the cult members. So I really want you to worship me. I'm number one, and you're number zero, and that's how it's going to be. Now, suppose you and your wife get together and you have a kid. Well, parents have this thing. They get into their kids. They love their kids. They want to pay attention to their kids. So it becomes a big distraction. Cults generally want the members to be working a lot. They want them to be slaving away and doing all kinds of things. So kids get in the way. So cults will tend to shove kids in the background. They're an inconvenience. Some cults go as far as demanding abortions, or even there was one here in California, got all the members sterilized.
They treated kids bad. They screamed at some kids. They spanked them. People would scream at nighttime, having bad nightmares. People would try to get out, but they couldn't.
You mean kids would try to get away?
Mm-hmm. He got a steak knife. He held my hair against the sink. He stabbed me in the neck with the steak knife.
What he told me was that I was the devil and that to save the world he was supposed to kill Whitney.
I was physically abused, not sexually, but, you know, I was beat, I was hit a lot, I was punished. It was total submission. I couldn't ask a question unless I was spoken to. I could not talk unless I was spoken to. If I talked before somebody talked to me, I was hit, beat, put in isolation, locked up.
I think the most devastating thing that a cult can have on children is their lack of self-respect, self-esteem, lack of imagination, of being free to grow as an individual. Because each person is treated the same, each child is treated the same. There is no expectations for them in life to be more than just a cult member.
He related to me that the rod of discipline was introduced, and he told me that when he was bad, he was hit on his bones. And I asked him where on his bones was he hit, and he told me on the back of his hands and on his back.
In June of 1989, Livia disappeared with Nicholas. Arthur tracked members of the sect to several major cities throughout the United States. However, he was never able to locate Livia or Nicholas. Update, Chicago, Illinois. The morning after this story aired, a viewer's tip led authorities to an apartment where Livia Molinari and her son Nicholas Karopoulos were living. Livia Molinari was arrested by FBI agents and eventually received 3 years probation. Nicholas was immediately placed in protective custody.
The feeling was incredible. All day long, I would cry at the thought of my son being found, and then talking to him on the phone in Chicago about an hour later was even more incredible.
9 hours later, Arthur was finally reunited with Nicholas after nearly 3 years of separation.
When I first saw my son, that same beautiful face that I had remembered, it was an incredible, emotional, nerve-wracking experience. And when he looked up at me, he went, "Oh, hi." As if he hadn't been away for all that long.
Nicholas now lives with his father, stepmother, and 2.5-year-old brother, whom he had never met. Nicholas will soon be attending school and is beginning to readjust to life at home.
He obviously loves being back with Dad. He enjoys being with his little brother and my wife and myself. The future holds happiness as far as I'm concerned. My son is back with us, where he belongs. The road is going to be a little rocky. There are a lot of things to deal with, but as long as he's with us and we know where he is, we can give him all the love in the world that he deserves, and we'll just ride it off into the sunset, so to speak.